my name is Uzima. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Here I talk about my life from the standpoint of faith, career, relationships, and everything else in between. So if you are joining me for the first time, thank you so much for clicking this link, and I hope that this is value adding for you. If you're a returning watcher, subscriber, you guys, man, thank you for always coming back. So very quickly today, I'm going to talk about my first time, my experience. First time presenting in an international conference. Even though it was within Europe, it's international. And kind of like what my experience was, but more importantly, the tips and lessons that I learned that I think will be useful for one or two people watching this. So if you'd like to know more, definitely keep watching. Hey guys, morning. So today is Saturday morning and my travel is tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm not even going to lie to myself and try and act like I'm not. I am extremely excited because number one, I like to travel. Number two, I have never been to any other part of Europe apart from like the UK. Yeah, that includes Scotland. So I'm very excited. Anyways, today's Saturday, and typically on Saturday mornings, I and a few friends usually have like prayers for Nigeria because next year's our elections, so we're praying ahead of time as the Lord has led us. So if you want to join in that prayer, you can leave a comment or something, and I'll find a way to share the prayer link with you. Anyway, so I've just finished that, and I slept very late last night. I know that I need to sleep today because I don't want to go to that place and be falling asleep like a whatever. Anyways, so I need to check in now because I like checking in immediately. The check-in is open. It's been open for like an hour now because I travel around 2 hours, not up to 2 hours. Yeah. So I haven't packed, I haven't done nothing because yesterday was my review. Thank God it went smoothly, smoother than I expected. And I'm like, God, you're kind to me. Oh. But at the same time, right, as it went smoothly, I feel more aware of the kind of work that is ahead of me. It's not like I don't know before. But like hearing my supervisor and the examiner spell it out, I'm like, who's gonna do this? Me? Anyways, so I feel very blessed and thankful, and I've not had the time to like pack or do anything else since that. So I need to pack, and to pack, I need to write down. I don't know if you guys did this as kids, but I and my sisters growing up and my cousins, we used to do this thing. Like we used to have summer camps, church summer camps, during the summer, and then we would write out. It was just like a week, and then we'll write out everything we want to wear, like blue skirt and pink blouse, this, and we will write it down like a month ahead, and we'll be revising it, and that's how we're going to pack our load: the blouse and the skirt, the blouse and the gown and the trouser, whatever. And I'm just like, that's such a habit that's followed me. But just this morning, I was thinking, I'm like, that's where it started from. Because to be honest, so I need to do that, and because of that, I haven't packed. So I need to, now that I'm now Excel sheet obsessed, I'm going to put it in my Excel sheet because I have an itinerary. Yes, I wrote an itinerary for myself because it's not possible for me to be at all the sessions at the same time. It's going to be overwhelming. They have concurrent sessions running at the same time. So I have gone ahead, looked at the schedule. So I'm going to be attending some of those sessions. Most of the sessions will be in the mornings, and I hope that by 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, wherever it is I'm at the conference, most of the sessions are in the morning anyway. I will try and see. They have like evening events, so I really don't know how it's going to be. So, but yeah, I want to be. It's just like 3 or 4 days, and I'm going to go back to Finland for like a proper holiday by God's grace sometime soon because I hear it's very beautiful. But for now, I'm just going to like touch up on a few places, and I hope to try and include that in my itinerary. And so my itinerary fits into what I'll wear, and that fits in. This thing is pinning me. It's not pinning me, but it's pinning me that it has come. Whatever, it's going to go. So yeah, that's what I'm going. So that was Saturday, and this was Sunday. My flight was at about 6 a.m. So that means I left my house at about past 2 ish. So unfortunately I could not sleep. I had so many things to do that by the time I was done was already around like 12. And I was like, let me just doze for about an hour. But I was very, anxious about like missing my flight, so I couldn't sleep properly. Long story cut short, I was running low on sleep. But as soon as I got there, I just went to go and check again. But I don't want to even believe what's on my booking ticket because that's how the other day I was on train going to the north of England. They carried me to the south. I didn't want to hear stories that touch, so I went, confirmed, and then did the check-in. Guys, the check-in was so long, so terribly long. Like in fact, I was so exhausted. I don't know what's happening, but like traveling around Europe now is like it's an issue. There were stories of like lost connections, lost baggage, which I'd heard like from someone that traveled, recently. So I was very already feeling somehow. I saw that picture of like boxes like in Heathrow, just confusion everywhere. I was just pleading the blood like throughout this conference because throughout this travel because me I didn't just even want anything that would like stress me or anything. So before like the flight even took off, me I started sleeping. In fact, I just buckled as they were just talking. If a plane is about to crash, can you come? Me I slept off. That's the gift that me I came from heaven with. I sleep off very easily. Bible says He gives His beloved sleep. I'm the beloved of the Lord. Amen. So we started and in between I woke up and then that was why I was taking this footage, guys. Me I just love flying. I don't know how to explain it, but I believe that one of man's greatest inventions is definitely the aeroplane. Hey. I love it. I love looking at it. I love watching it. We had a short layover at Amsterdam, and I'd met a woman in Manchester who wanted me to kind of put her mom through, like with the connection in Amsterdam. Her mom was going to somewhere in East Africa, and she had tried to travel the day before, but she lost her connection. Can you imagine? Like, it was so painful. So the first thing I had to do was to go put this mama through, like in a put her like in front of her where the plane takes off. What was that? Is it terminal boarding gate? And then me and I started running. Come and see race, my dear. Long story cut short, I got to Finland in peace. Thank God, it was a safe journey, and I was very excited. So typically, when I get to a new city or like when I like land in a new place, I just take a cab. Why? I don't like stress. But then I realized that traveling with the local systems, like with the bus or with the subways or whatever, or trains, is also part of the experience. So for this particular trip, I decided that no cab, no bar. Plus, it was so expensive. Who has money for drama? Not me. So I decided to like take the bus and the subway first, and then the bus. And it was good. It was good. I got lost a little bit, but it was okay. And then I was just looking at the names of these bus stops. I'm like, how do I even want to explain, call the name? I was just waiting, watching closely, and then using the bells. Truly, like in the course of like the 5 days that I stayed or so, I got lost. I entered the wrong bus, nothing less than between 8 to 10 times, sir. Between 8 to 10 times, but it's okay. It's part of life. I stopped condemning myself at the point because first of all, I have a funny sense of like geographical direction. I'm like, I don't understand it. So, but I loved it. I loved that I did not like cab everywhere. I loved that I experienced it. Anyways, shortly after I arrived at the hotel where I was staying, I had like settled my payments and stuff, so I just needed to check in. Just got in. I don't know if I have this chance to do a room tour, but this is the tea and safe area. I don't know what's inside this one, but actually from the what's it called? From the site I was expecting a much bigger room. It looked bigger online, but yeah. To be honest, it's just me, so if I was staying with someone, yeah, that would oh gosh, look at my tired face. Um yeah, so this is the bed. I think there's a balcony like this. Oh, thank you, Lord. I think there's a balcony, a small balcony overlooking. Alright, this is cute. Yay. Oh, I can open it. Oh my goodness. It's overlooking this like water body. This is cute. I want to do this thingy before I go, but it looks like a very small like pool. Doesn't look like it's deep at all, but yeah. This is my view. It looks very nice. Anyways, I have to be out in like 3 hours now, so I'm just going to take a shower and I don't know if I want to catch rest. When I think of the fact that I don't know if I will see rice in this place, it makes my heart somehow, but to God be the glory. Amen. Oh, so this was the university where we had the conference, Alto University. That's what it was called. And yeah, this thing I found it a lot like in Helsinki, and I thought it was really cool. Apparently, it's like robots that do deliveries. Oh, so cool! Technology is sweet. Anyways, I thought I would spend like most of my evenings like visiting around the town, but that did not happen because Mans was tired. So the first evening, no, the second evening, first evening was reception. Second evening, I tried out the sauna because they say this their Finnish sauna, like they have like traditional saunas are like very popular in Finland. So yeah, I tried out. apparently that means sauna honka, the female sauna, I believe. Anyways, I should tried it out. They had this like bucket with some herbs, something like you could use to like pat on your body or when like you're sitting in the sauna, and I thought it was really really cool. It was hot, sharp. It was a bit difficult for me to stay for a long time, so I just stayed for a little bit, did the herbal kini, and then meditated a little bit, and then went to dip in the pool for a bit after I had my shower. And this is kind of how my morning routine was like in during the conference. I'd wake up at around 5, 6, like the sun. I don't even know if it goes down because I never experienced like the sundown, and yeah, I never experienced the sundown. I don't know how. I think it goes down for like an hour, and it's not really down because you can still see light outside. It's just like the sun is not shining. But anyways, once I'm up, I do like my devotion. Just thank God that I'm alive. Give him praise and just like be very grateful, and also commit like my day into the hands of God. I think this was this day I had like my presentation, so I just took some time to like soak in the word of God. So you know this saying that says like when you kneel before God, you'd stand before kings. And I think like for me, to be honest, like one of the things that really challenges me like as a PhD student like this in this climb is just like imposter syndrome, like me feeling like, can I do this, can I present, can I am I not going to miss my words and all. So a significant part of like anytime I have any big day like conference or whatever, or just my even regular day, it's just spending time in the word to see what God says about me, and believe that beyond like my limiting beliefs, and believe that, above like my mistakes or the things that tend to like hold me down when I'm like doing something that I believe is good or like something great. Yeah, I hope you get what I mean. So spending time like praying, spending time like studying the word, and particularly spending time meditating. I think I'm going to do a video on like meditation because like meditation is so powerful. But anyways, once I was done with like my devotion, meditation, affirmations, I just like I had my bath here. I was trying to do like skincare influencer here. I don't think it worked because it's like I've not learned the work finish. Anyways, I sure did the skincare, and yeah, I recently started like skincare. The first time that I started like taking like my skincare, and I mean skincare, like my face very seriously, was when I was in Rwanda, I think some 2 years ago or so, and I went to see a dermatologist because me, I don't really believe in concussion online and all of that. So a lot of like the products that I use are like stuff that are recommended, or like things that I shall understand, that the dermatologist had like tried to like explain why I should be using what. I don't believe in like jumping on skincare trends and all of that. But anyways, yeah, skincare time is very important for me. Once I was done with like my cleanser and toner and then my serum, I just came in to um do sunscreen. You see this sunscreen, it leaves a white cast, but otherwise I like it, so I think I'm going to keep using it until I'm tired. Anoint myself in the name of the Lord, and then also use like the oil to kind of like oil my scalp, and yeah, the music was entering, it was entering. Shortly after, I just set out on my day. Here, I was trying to explain something, and then I realized that the sound was off. But anyways, what I was trying to say here was that this enat vitamin D kidney what's kidney using? What's the English of kidney? What's the word? It's not moisturizer? I don't know what it is. Vitamin D supplement, yeah, skin something. Was I got them like in Rwanda, and this was the last one. I don't know if I'm going to find like this exact brand here. I haven't looked yet, but I doubt. Anyways, that's how like my mornings go, and this is me at the oh yeah, after that I'll go and take my breakfast, obviously. And this is me at my conference, just doing my thing. And yeah, so I'm going to talk about this very quickly because I'm supposed to be traveling. I feel like every time I'm vlogging, almost every time I'm vlogging on this channel, it's either I'm rushing somewhere, I'm coming back from somewhere. Anyways, I'm going to be very quick about it. So I'm going to try to be very concise. My computer is here, if you see me looking. So I'm going to talk about this in different categories. First of all, knowing the process of submission, going through the review, blah, 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 blah. And then the second process of preparing for the trip, the travel, blah, 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 blah. And then presenting the conference, it's presenting your research itself. So the first bit is like presenting your conference. So I think my supervisor did tell me about the conference 5 months or 6 months into my PhD, which is very, very early because at the time I was still working on my coursework. So in my university, or in my department actually, in my school, we typically would have like some coursework, some required units you're supposed to do, and pass actually. Some of them, you're supposed to do some units. Some of them are required for you to pass it. So I decided to do all 45 units of me in my first semester of credits in my first semester, and it was a lot. So it was, I think, at the end of that semester, towards the end, that my supervisor suggested it. Already I'd spoken to like someone that I met on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such a powerful tool. Actually, she was advertising, or she had just finished her PhD and she wanted to like share. I don't know if it's okay for me to call her name, but then I signed up for one of her sessions, and we had a conversation. And this was one of the things that came out strongly, applying for conferences. And initially I was like, 6 months into my PhD, I literally knew nothing because I've spent majority of the time just working on my coursework, just focusing on trying to clear that bit before delving straight into my research. But I remember that I had also when I spoke with her, she just said, apply. What's the worst they'll tell you? And conferences are a bit more it's not like full-blown paper. You see what I mean? I submitted to one conference an abstract, which is the one that I went for, and then you go and present on that abstract. And then to the other conference that I'm having in a month or 2 months, I submitted a developmental paper, which is like a mini, it's not a full-blown paper, but it's like a short version paper. So that was just me extending my, doing like some literature review. In the first work, in my coursework, I'd done like some literature review. So what I had to do was just kind of like extend my literature review and then include some parts of my pilot study. At the time, it was just like the plan for the pilot study, because I didn't have like results to include yet. So I just put it in the abstract since it was just the abstract. The other one that I submitted was just a draft. So I just submitted that because it was just really short. It was just literally just my literature review and the pilot study, which is what's expected in first year. So by the time that they came back, so they said that they wanted for me to review. Thankfully, I had taken a course on like reviewing manuscripts, which was very, very useful, proved to be very useful because I now understood how to review and blah, blah, blah. And then, also got my supervisors to kind of like take a look and also just, guide me. And so they're very kind and supportive, so it makes my journey very easy. Not very easy, but, easy. Not easy, but, workable. And, I lost my train of thought for a minute. But so, I would say that if you're starting out and you're like, I don't even know what to do, I don't even know how, like, just check out like the past conference documents or the past conference proceedings and just see the kind of stuff that they're doing. And if they have like an early researchers working group or like young people in research working group, typically some conferences will do, just check out these people, see some of them are like first year, second year PhD students, and just kind of like see what they submitted and let that influence like your idea of it. Okay, and if you submit and you don't get accepted, it's okay, like it's just the first time, and then you keep moving and trying again. So that was the bit for me. And once that was done and I had access to some funding from one of the centers in school, I just filed for my visa as soon as I could. Like with school, it can just be very overwhelming. And like, what they see, like as soon as you get confirmation that you would have funds to go for it, even if you have to use your own money and then you'd have to claim it back, which is what I did. File for that visa, because first of all, to find a space or to find like an interview date, it might take like weeks depending on where you're going to. So I filed in advance, and I would say when you file in advance, read the documents, because what happened to me was I was like, okay, I thank God I got a date, moving on. So the day before my visa appointment was the day that I was now trying to print and stuff, and then I now realized I needed a student letter, which was going to take like 3 to 5 working days. So you see, so by the time I started mailing the coordinator in the coordinator in my center, in my PGR group, what do you call it, in my division, I don't know what it's called, department division, she was like, it couldn't just come out that quickly. So it was immediately after I had finished my appointment that her email came in, and I couldn't like go back, because when I got there, the woman was like, okay, thank you very much, but we still need like a more business version of this like student letter. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she had to book me for another almost 2 weeks again, because that was the next available day. And it was even that next available day, I went there and I waited for like 3 hours. So it takes time. That's what I'm trying to say. Try and book as soon as you can. And when you do that, try and book your hotel and your flight as soon as you can. Sometimes with like school administration processes, it takes time. So if there is a possibility for you to do it by yourself and then claim the funds later, that may be a better idea, because if you wait too long, you might not get like bookings around the conference center, or you might have to book far away. Okay, so that's that about that. Concerning like the travel, first of all, I didn't know that the electrical ports. Can I show you guys? Yes, I can. This is my. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my laptop charger, and this is the port that's used in most European countries. I didn't know because this is what we use in the UK. So I went with all of my chargers, and I got to the hotel, and I'm like, "Where's all this round thing I'm seeing up and down?" And then I get to the reception, which is very weird and strange because. I mean, I want to expect that they receive a lot of visitors from around the world. And they did not even have a converter. So they didn't have this guy. So I started walking up and down, looking, because my first night, all of my devices were dead. I needed to attend to my emails, I needed to work, I needed to do stuff. I can't just sit at the conference and my presentation was the next day. I needed to still check it. I started to, of course, I needed to charge my devices. So the first bit of the conference, which I'll probably tell in another vlog when I'm talking about like what the experience was like, indeed. So watch out for that if that's not up yet. But yeah, I now got lost. It was just terrible because I was trying to look for a converter. So if you can, kind of find out what the electrical ports are like, or just get it just in case, depending on. There's the multi one that you can change for different countries and all. And pack on time. I had my review on a Friday and I was traveling on a Sunday and I needed to braid my hair, so you can just imagine what it was like. So right after my review on Friday, I went to braid my hair, got back really late, and then I had to do some other things on Saturday. Essentially, I did not sleep after Friday night, so through and I needed to be in the airport around 2 or 3 a.m. because I was flying by 6. So yeah. Also, try and leave early. Like I heard so many stories of like lost connections. I'm just grateful that that didn't happen to me. I left like 3 to 4 hours before my flight, and I almost missed my like. It was really like this. I couldn't believe the crowd I saw at the airport. So depending on where you were, you just, in fact, just leave early, just to avoid stories that touch. Because I mean, I was just hearing of people that were supposed to present and their connection was lost. Now you start looking for the next one. It's just chaos. So that, and then yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. And just pack and normal travel stuff. And then to the presentation itself, I would say prepare your slides before you come. Run them through your supervisor. I had a mock presentation at a seminar in school on the Thursday or Wednesday before the weekend that I traveled. So that's usually helpful because you get feedback. You see, oh my goodness, like there were spelling errors in my presentation. I had looked over that thing like 20 times. So you want to probably run it with someone. And then concerning the slides itself, keep it short. I realized that because of conferences, there are a lot of sessions. People's attention span is small. It doesn't matter. We're not small, but it's not as long. Even if they're professors, even if they're emeritus, you have to try and keep people engaged. Like I zoned out 1 million times in a lot of sessions because I'm sorry, I can't keep up with all of the equations, even if I'm supposed to be an equation person. So you want to, some of the things that I saw that I really liked in some of the presentations are what I'm saying, and of course I didn't try to include it because what I did was to see, okay, of the sessions, who are like some people that are first year PhD students, what are they presenting? Because my know want to go there and be looking like a joke. I saw some things that they were presenting, I'm like, oh, okay, so it's not like it was not okay, but nobody expects a lot of stuff. But I was worried that I didn't have some of my results that I wanted to show. But of course, it's your first year, so I just had like some of the basics and a little bit from my pilot study, which was okay because some people did not like have methodology and all. They were just essentially kind of talking about the concepts, which again is okay. It's supposed to be, yeah. So look at what other people are doing in your level. If you're a professor, look at what other professors are presenting. If you're in a working group, look at what other people in your working group are presenting. Look at things you like, look at things you don't like, and try and incorporate it in your own presentation. That's if your own is like later in the conference. Mine was right in the middle. And then so I went to some of the sessions, just got some ideas, and yeah, I would say first thing, keep it short. Keep it within time limit, not short. Keep it within time. Don't, it's not the one that I'm saying 5 minutes, please. You don't want to be that stressful. And then yeah, you also don't want to, because it's really tight schedule. You don't want to eat into other people's time. It's not fair. What else do I want to say? Keep it short. I already said it. Like in terms of like, don't let your slides be too texty. Pictures, memes. I actually listened to a presentation of all memes, even though that was kind of like the idea, but I thought it was cool. So memes, pictures, charts, results, just everything, graphs, everything. Reduce the text because it just gets a little stressful. And then if you have equations, rather than having all of your 27 equations there, maybe just include it as text. Maybe just group them as, what are the input variables, what are the decision variables, what are the what's the solution representation like. Just reduce it, because even if you're presented to a very technical group, it is difficult to go through an equation and you don't want to just have stuff on the slide that you're not explaining. So it's difficult to say, you know. So what I did was I had my equations, but I had like, animations to just kind of like explain what each of them are. And that brings me to another one. Animations, transitions, it just makes everything lively, just makes everything smooth. And then one last point, I heard someone introduce her project in a very, very cool way, like in a very captivating way, and everyone would probably just right after she said it, she got everyone's attention. So you want to probably start with something catchy, something engaging, something fun, and be comfortable in your dressing. Okay. I realized that a lot of people in this company are not wearing jackets. I'm very glad I did not stress myself or looking very formal. I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't know, it's an European kini. I don't know. So yeah, dress comfortably, be yourself, don't stress too much, meet people. I think that I deal with social anxiety a little bit because I struggle though, because I didn't know what to say. How do I introduce myself? Oh my god, see my slippers, I almost left it. I didn't introduce myself. I didn't even like. I mean, I didn't know what to do. So what I started to do was, I was hanging around with my colleague that came from the same university and my supervisor a lot. And my supervisor always introduces like us to the people. So after a while I started learning from him as well and from my colleague that I went with. So hi, my name is Uzioma. What's your name? How are you from? Oh, lovely. How's your flight? Oh, nice, nice. If you've been there, say something about it because I met a lady who was from Belfast, I think, and she was from Northern Ireland, and the whole UK, England, Britain, blah blah blah, demarcation. It's not a lot of people get it, so she was quite surprised when I was asking or when I was telling her a few things about like Belfast. I just happened to know, so it's always nice to find like little connection and communication, little bits of connections. Oh, I've been to Africa before. You've been to Africa? Ah, where have you been in Africa? Ah, I lived in East Africa for a bit. Ah, da, da, da. Did you like the food? Just some small talk before saying, okay, what are you working on? Do you like me? Do you want to collaborate? Based on that, you're not here, oh, what are you working on? And then, okay, so you don't want to delve into it and be like, hey, I'm here to collect your card. You must collaborate. You don't want to be very dramatic. I mean, I met someone and I was like, far about it. Even when I want to collaborate, when I collaborate, it's not like this. So you want to talk to them in a nice way. Just let the conversation flow. Ask for their contacts. Ask what they're doing. Ask if there are opportunities in their centers. If there's opportunities for collaboration. Just let it be natural. Okay. So I started to learn this towards the end of the conference. But yeah, it's nice because next time I'm going, I'll be kind of better. And then I would say practice and practice and practice again. Like, don't say I finished my slide, I don't have time to run through. Like, literally, find time, 15, 20 minutes. Stay. If you can't present to someone who's going to be able to give you feedback, present in front of it. So sometimes, like, literally, the morning that I was presenting, when I started going through my that I've gone through different things. Of course, I changed a few things, but and also something I'm like, where did this all come from? And I had to make that change. But if I did not like even try to practice it, I would not have seen it. So those are the tips I think are useful. And then I would say one last thing. I know it's a conference, I know it's academic, I know you want to collaborate, I know you want to meet people, but I think it's nice to find some time to see the city because if you have an opportunity to come back again, and it's not even about money. You might not have the time, you might not have the resources, you might prefer to go somewhere else since you've already been here. So it might be a bit stressful for you that period. Like when I get home, I first sleep for like 7 days. I don't want to hear Jack because I haven't slept enough in the past few days. But I'm glad I got an opportunity to see the city, even though it was in the night. And so I was very grateful that the sun doesn't set us easily here. So I hope these few tips of mine has been very helpful to you. Um, and that's that about tips. So this was me on my way back. I stopped at some stores because I was trying to buy a souvenir. I have this practice of like when I'm leaving a place, please, the way I'm talking about this thing as if I've been traveling all my life. Please, I'm just getting started. But like when I was leaving Benin Republic, I went to Benin Republic one time for a mission trip. I don't remember if I got anything. But when I was leaving Rwanda, certainly I got something from Rwanda, some things like souvenirs that I still have in my house till today. So I was trying to look for something to get. I think I ended up getting like the face cap and what again? Did I get the playing cards and I think a mug because I also wanted to get for one of my aunties in church. And then I got chocolates. Yeah, I wanted to get chocolates for my aunties in church. And then I saw Belgian chocolate. No, it wasn't here. Yeah, no, it wasn't here. This was like the Finnish ones, but I saw Belgian chocolate at one place, and I bought it in addition to what I already had. Me and chocolate, hey, it's only God that can deliver me. And the real question is, do I want to be delivered? Anyways, after chocolate and like souvenir shopping, I went on to another store. There's this thing called Moomin. They are popular in Finland. I think they are like the Mickey Mouse of Finland. So they are like they have like lots of stuff made with like those characters. So like Moomin boards or so I got some of these just funny animations that I could hang or like place on my shelves. And they had like mugs made of the Moomin stuff, plates. Everything was just Moomin, Moomin, Moomin. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing it, but it's Moomin. But yeah, it's had some like uh folklore story. Is it folklore? Folklore story behind it. So yeah, I thought it was like good memory to get. And then once I was done like shopping here, I think I went on towards like the tax free zone. But yeah, I'm trying to remember what I got here. I got like candle, um, one jar as well, and some. Yeah, I think this was the candle I got. And some other things, yeah. I can't remember because I wanted to like gift gifts to like my auntie in like I mentioned. And then afterwards I went to the tax free zone. I had like a perfume in mind that I wanted to get. Is it perfume now? Be scent. It's not scent, was it's scent. Anyways, I got that because I checked it online when I was like I wanted to get it like few weeks ago and it was pretty expensive. And here it was, slightly cheaper. And yeah, something dramatic happened to me on my way back. I lost like my one of my travel documents. I didn't lose it, but like he fell like somewhere in my bag. So come and see at the boarding gates drama. To God be the glory. I changed at Amsterdam again, and this was like when we were landing. Like I said, I like observing it, and yeah, that was it. My first international conference. It was good. Thank you so much for listening. If you like this video, please like it. If you have further questions, definitely ask me in the comments. If you don't have any questions, anything, still engage in the comments. I'd love to read from you. And if you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. And now I'm going to run and try and catch my flight.